Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let's solve this paper 2, the whole of paper 2, section A. This is 2025, grade 12 exam. Let's solve it together, shall we? The question reads, given that matrix L is this and matrix M is this, find the value of X for which the determinant of matrices L and M are equal. So, to find this, the value of X is here. X is here on this matrix. So what you do is first find the determinant. Use this L to find the determinant. So we are going to say L is equals to -2 here, 6, 7. So this is the matrix. Then let's find its what? Its determinant. So I'm going to write determinant L. Then you multiply. You find the product in the major diagonal. So this is how you do it. You just say -2 multiplied by 7, then minus the minor diagonal, which is what? Which is just 6 multiplied by -2. Okay, like this. Then check -2 times 7. It is just negative what? -14. All right. We have this minus here. -6 times -2 is -12. All right. So we have negative here, so it will be negative times negative, which is just positive. So in other words, this is just -14 plus 12, and this is giving us -2 as the value of what? Or determinant. Okay, as the determinant. So it's -2. Having found this is not the final answer. Okay, we have found this. Let's now find the value of what? The value of X. All right. So matrix M is equals to X, -4, -3, 2. Okay. So this is the matrix. Then we're supposed to write the determinant here. We're going to substitute with the answer. The determinant, which is -2, is equals to, then you do the same. You multiply elements in the major diagonal, then subtract elements in the minor what? Diagonal. So you have -4 multiplied by -3. Okay, like this. Then -2 is equals to X times 2, which is just 2X. So we have minus -4 times -3 is positive 12. So I'm just going to write 12. This minus is not coming from the calculations of -4 and -3. No, this minus is coming from this is the minus here. It's just here. All right. So now you collect like terms. So you have -2, the -12 cross the cosine becomes positive 12. Is equals to, we have 2x. Okay, -2 plus 12. -2 plus 12 is simply 10. We have two numbers with different signs, so we subtract. Okay, it's equals to 2x. When you reach this point, you divide both sides by 2, because we're finding the value, calculating the value of x. Okay, so this is what you do. This and this cancel. Therefore, x is equals to 2 into 10 is 5. And this is the value of what? The value of x. Okay. All right. By the way, this is question 1. Okay. Don't forget to write that to indicate. Then the second question, let me just solve it from this side. Okay. Or just here. Let me solve it from here. Question 2, we are asked to find the inverse of L. The inverse of L, this one, not this one. Okay, so the inverse of L, this is matrix L. Let's write matrix L. Okay, -2, 6, 7. Okay, it's here. First, before we find the inverse of this matrix, we need to find the adjoint matrix of this. So adjoint matrix L is, you swap the elements or numbers in the major diagonal. So this will be just 7, where there is a 7 be -2. Then in the minor diagonal, you just change signs. Okay, so this is -2, so it becomes +2. This is +6 and becomes -6. They don't change positions. All right, kafendera kamwana kamuntu, slow but sure. Okay, now this is the adjoint matrix. So what you do is, if we find the inverse, which is just the inverse, it will be 1 over the determinant. What is the determinant? We already calculated determinant as what? -2 multiplied by the adjoint matrix, which is 7, 2, -6, -2. Okay, like this. So let's multiply. 1 times 7 is just 7 over -2. 1 times 2 over this, just say 1 times 2, just write 2 over -2. Okay, then 1 times -6 is just -6 over -2. 1 times -2 is -2 over -2. All right, we are almost done. All right, so you can just simplify this. Okay, -2 into 7 is just -3 whole number, remainder 1 over 2. Okay, and the negative divided by positive is just -2 into 2 is just 1. Negative divided by negative is positive. 2 into 6 is just 3. -2 into -2 is just 1. So this is the answer. This mixed fraction, you can just leave, you can also leave it as 7 over -2, still acceptable. So this is the final answer. Guys, if we are still together up to this point, consider subscribing, like the video, and also give us a comment. All right, let's go to the next question. So this question, we're done with question 1A. Hello guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening whenever and wherever you are watching this video from. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And this video, we're going to answer question 1B of 2025 Mathematics Paper 2, grade 12. So this is probability, and let's solve it together. So the question reads, a boy uses 2 different buses to go to school. On a particular day, the probability that the first bus is late is 0.2, and the probability that the second bus is not late is 0.7. Find the probability that on this day, both buses are late. All right. Okay. 2, only one bus is what? Only one bus is late. Okay. So now let's write down what we know here. Okay. So we've been given the probability of the bus being late. Okay. Let's say P in bracket, first bus is late. Okay, this is, we've been given 0.2. Then the other data that we're given here is that the second bus is, let's say, not late. We've been given 0.7. Now the question here is saying both buses are late. This is for 0.2 is the first bus being late, and then this one is for the second bus not being late. So we need to calculate the first we need to find the probability of this second bus being late. Okay, so we're going to say the first question is saying, so they're going to say probability of second bus is late. Okay, this will be is always 1 minus this one, so it will be 1 minus 0.7. Why are we using 1? It's because this one it means certainty, meaning certain, it will happen, it must happen. So we have two chances: the bus coming on time and the bus being late. So one of the two must happen. Okay, one of the two must happen. So it's 1 minus, so we've been given the probability that the bus will not be late. This is 0.7. So let's calculate this. This is mathematics over 2. You can use a calculator. So 1 minus 0.7, it is 0.3. So we have found the probability that the second bus is late. Okay, is 0.3. Now look at this. Here we are told that both buses are late. Okay, both buses are late. So we're going to say probability of both buses, or let's just say probability, let me just write nicely here, probability that the first bus is late and second bus is what? Second bus is late. Okay, so this one and here in probability means what? Multiplication. We assume that the buses are independent. Okay, we assume the buses are independent. So here it will be probability that the first bus is late is what? Is 0.2, and we're going to multiply this one with the probability that the second bus is late, which is 0.3. So when you multiply this, you're going to have, so you can use a calculator. You have 0.2 multiplied by 0.3. You're going to have 0.06 as the answer. 0.06. This is the final answer. Okay, 0.06. This is the answer to this question. Both buses are late. Okay, you just see multiply. The first bus being late is 0.2, and the second bus being late is 0.3. So just multiply the two, and that's simple. This is 2 marks. Now the second question is 3 marks. This is saying calculate the probability or find the probability that only one bus is late. Okay, nice. Only one bus is what? Is late. So now this can happen in 2 ways. This can happen in what? In 2 ways. The first one, you can just say the first bus late, the second one not late. Let me say A, the first bus late, while the second is not late. Okay, so if the first bus is late, the second one, so here only one bus is late. Only one bus is late. We were not told which one is late. So we're going to say here probability that the first bus is late while the second one is not late. So this will be, it is 0.2. The probability that the first bus is late is 0.2. The probability that the second bus is not late is what? 0.7, or given in the question 0.7. This is giving us 0.14. Okay, the second situation, the second scenario is that the first bus is not late, then while the second one is late. Okay, we can also have that. option because we're told only one bus is late. So the first one can be late while the second one is not late. The second situation is that the first bus is not late while the second one is the second bus is late. Okay, this is another probability. So the first bus is not late. We're not given here in the question, so we need to calculate the first bus probability that the first bus is not late. Okay, so we're going to say let me calculate from this. That's why it's 3 marks. Probability that first bus is not late. This is equals to 1 minus the probability that it is late, which is 0.2. We're given in the question. So this is going to give me 0.8. 0.8. Nice. Having this data, we can proceed now to solve this probability. So now, first bus is not late. It is 0.08 multiplied by the second bus is late is 0.3. We've already calculated that. So when you multiply this times this, we're going to have 0.24. Okay. Now, finally, we have calculated that the first one, and the first one here, the first bus is late, while the second one is not late. Here, the first one is not late, while the second one is late. So let's add the 2. Okay, we add the 2. So just say add them. 0.14 plus 0.14 plus what? Plus 24, this one, 24. And the answer here is 0.38, as this is the final answer. Okay, done. All right, I hope you have understood. If you haven't, then rewind the video and watch it again. Okay, remember to subscribe if you have enjoyed the video. Question 2 of 2025 grade 12 exam is saying, solve the equation, this is 2a rather, solve the equation 3x squared minus 11x minus 1 is equals to 0, giving you answer correct to 2 decimal places. Cool, this is simple. So, copy the question is 3x squared minus 11x minus 1 is equals to 0. Now, this question, you ask yourself in the first place that is this equation in this order? Ax squared plus bx plus c is equals to 0? Ask yourself. The answer is yes. Okay? So if the answer is yes, then proceed solving. So now, what's the value of A? The value of A is 3. What's the value of B? The value of B is negative 11. What's the value of C? The value of C is negative 1. Okay? Negative 1. These are the values. Then we can write our formula. We can just write down our formula. Our formula is x is equals to negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, like this. This is our formula. Then we solve. Then we solve. Solving here, we're going to substitute. Here we're using x, is x in the question and x here, so we can just say x is equals to negative. This negative here is on the formula. Okay, it's C on the formula. Then what is the value of b? B is also negative, so we're going to put it in brackets at negative 11. Okay, don't make a mistake of just writing 11 as negative 11. No, this b is negative, and this negative is already on the what? On the formula. I hope you're getting the point here. Plus minus the square root b squared, so it will be negative 11 squared minus 4 times, what is a? A is 3. C is negative 1. Okay, the whole of this over 2 multiplied by a, which is 3. Okay, which is 3. All right, I haven't solved anything here. I was just what? Substituting. Very good, very good. So now let's solve. So negative times negative here is positive, so we just have 11 plus minus. Okay, then the square root, 11 squared, it is negative 11 squared is just the same as 11 squared, which is 120, 121. I hope you are following nicely up to this point. Good. So check, we have negative times positive times negative, just positive. Then 4 times 3 times 1 is just 12. Okay, over 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, then here what you can do, the only way, thing you can do at this stage is just to add what's in the under the what? The square root. Okay, so we can just copy the way it is. This side as 11 plus or minus the square root of 121 plus 12. This is 133. Yes, 133 over 6. It is at this stage where you split. So here, even this stage, you can still, you are only allowed to solve what is inside. Okay, so let's find the square root of what? Of 133. So we're going to say x is equals to 11 plus the answer we find, which is 11.53. So use the calculator. This is paper 2. 53256 okay, over 6, or x can be 11 minus the same answer, which is 11. Now minus, because we here is plus minus. Okay, plus minus, so even here supposed to use plus beside minus. 11.53256 okay, over 6. Simple. Then let's add here 11 plus this. Okay, this is giving me 22.532. Then so whatever is this side. Okay, so 53256 over 6. Or now when you subtract that one, which is 11 minus 11.532256259. Okay, we're going to find negative 0.5325659 over 6. So we can divide. Okay, so x is equals to, so let's divide here, 22.5325659 divided by 6. Okay, This is giving me 3.754 Okay, then let's deal with the what's this side. So or we have negative 0.53259 divided by 6. This is giving me negative 0.08876040 60431. Okay, then remember the instruction here is saying giving your answer correct to 2 decimal places. So this is exactly what we're going to do. So 2 decimal places. So say x is equals to, see there's a decimal point here, and after this decimal point 2 numbers, we have 1 2 here. Then a number after this 5 is equal to 5, greater than or equal to 5, which is just 5. So we're going to add 1 to this previous 5 here and become 6. So it will be 3.76 or negative 0.12. This is greater than or equal to 5. So we're going to add 1 to this one. This one becomes what? 9. So it will be 0.9. Okay? And this is the answer. Okay. All right. So this is 2A. Let's go to 2B. If we are together to this point, guys, subscribe, like the video. You can also give us a comment. Right. This is question 2A. This is calculus. So let's solve it without wasting much of the time. The question is saying, find the equation of the normal to the curve. Okay, this is the curve, and the point, this is the point you are given. Now, the question here can either be equation of the normal or equation of the tangent. All right, equation of the normal or equation of the what? Of the tangent. Now, since this is the equation of the normal, let's solve it anyway. So this is how you solve equation of the what? Of the normal. Y is equals to x cubed minus 3x squared plus 3x minus 6. Then we're going to differentiate this. So we're going to find the dy dx. So we're going to say dy dx is equals to, there is 1 here. So it will be 3 times an invisible 1. It is 3x. 3 minus 1. Okay? Then even here you do the same. It will be negative 3 times the power, which is 2. Then the power x, the power reduces by what? The power reduces by 1. Plus, here there is an invisible 1, so it will be 3 times in 1 x 1 minus 1. Differentiation of a constant number is 0. Okay? So it's the same as here, just have 0. So not add it, not consider it in the next stage. So we have dy dx. Dy dx is equals to 3x. 3 minus 1 is just 2. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. 2 minus 1 is just x. Okay, just 1. So you just leave it the way it is, like this. Then 3 times 1 here is just 3. 1 minus 1 is 0. Anything raised to the power 0, any variable number raised to the power 0 is 1. So just leave it the way it is, like this. And the 0 will just be 0. So this is the derivative of this function. Then what do you do? Now, to find the gradient, where there is dy dx here, we are going to substitute with m as the gradient. Okay, is equals to, where there is x here, we're going to substitute the value of x. This is x, this is y. This is x and this is y. So we're going to say 3, open bracket, 2 squared minus 6 times 2 plus 3. M is equals to, going to multiply here 3 times 2. First, this 2 is squared. So it will be 2 squared is 4. Then 4 times 3, 12. 12 minus 6 times, negative 6 times 2 is just negative 12. Okay, plus 3. So gradient here is 12 minus 12 is 0. And 0 plus 3 is just 3. So this gradient here, the gradient I've found here is the gradient of the tangent and not gradient of the normal. Now, how do you find gradient of the normal? Therefore, gradient of the normal is negative 1 over what you found here, which is just 3. So this is the gradient of what? Gradient of the normal. So with this gradient of the normal and the point 2 comma negative 4, 2 comma negative 4, it is easy to find the what? It is easy to find the equation of the line, of the curve rather. Okay, so we're going to use say y minus y1 is equals to m open bracket x minus x1 like this. Then this y is just y minus this is x1, this is y1. Cool. Now, where there is y1, we're going to substitute with what? Negative 4. So it will be like this, negative 4 is equals to, gradient is negative 1 over 3, open bracket. X here, just x, x1 is 2. So there's already negative on the formula. Okay, so that's it. Then let's solve y. Negative times negative is positive, so it's the same as we have this is equals to, let's leave this one the way it is, like this. Then minus 2. Okay, now let me show you something here. You see, this is a fraction here. So the way we can solve this one is, let's deal with the numerator times the variable or number, okay, or term. So let's maintain what's here as y plus 4 is equals to negative 1 times x is just negative x over 3. Negative times negative is positive. 1 times 2 is just 2 over 3. Now, this looks difficult, but it's not. It's not. So, the secret to solving this here, when you reach this stage, get rid of the fraction. How do you get rid of the fraction? Check. Look at the fractions. To get rid of these fractions, we are going to use the denominator. And the denominator is what? 3. So multiply this throughout by what? In 3. So 3 times y is just 3y. 3 times 4 is just 12. Is equals to 3 divided by 3 just remain with what? X. 3 divided by 3 just remain with what? 2. See, we've gotten rid of what? Of the fractions. Then here, you can just collect in like terms or write your answer in this form. Y is equals to mx plus c. Okay, so this is the format. So we are going to have 3y is equals to negative x plus 2. This will cross the cosine and be minus 12. Okay, so we have 3y is equals to negative x. 2 minus 12 is negative 10. And this is the final answer. Because this one is in this format, so it's fine. Okay, this is easy to solve. All right. If you've enjoyed, guys, consider subscribing and like the video. Let's go to question 3. Question 3 Question 3a. So we have two questions here on question 3. We have the geometric question, geometric progression question, and this algebraic question. Okay. By the way, geometric progression is under sequence and what? Sequence and series. All right. So let's solve this algebraic question. So you see, there's a division sign here. Okay. So this is simple. Shouldn't confuse you. So let me copy this question. So we have 88 r to the power 3, s to the power 2, t to the power 2 over 8 p to the power 3 q to the power 3 divided by 22 r to the power 3, s to the power 2, and t to the power 3. Okay. Then here we have 48 p to the power 3 q to the power 3. Okay, I hope I've copied the question the way it is. Okay, all right. Okay, so now we are going to maintain this side. Okay, so what you do, guys, this is just 2 marks. You can either introduce a multiplication sign here and change the numerator and the denominator, or just cross multiply. With the division, just cross multiply. It's easy as that. Now, this is what I always tell my students, that you group them so that you don't get confused. You have 88 times 48. So we've grouped numbers, this times this, times r. So we have r to the power 3. Okay, do we have r here? No, we don't have, so it's fine. So we have s times s to the power 2. We don't have s down here, so times t squared times p to the power 3 times what? Times q to the power 3 over what? This is over this. We cross multiply, so we have 8 here, 8 multiplied by 22. Okay, times, let's group the letters here over the variables according to what we've done on top. Here we have r, so let's start with r to the power 3 times s to the power 2 times t to the power 3 times p to the power 3, okay, times q to the power 3. Okay, now it is easy to solve here. Okay, so now this is what you can do. This is very simple. We know that 22 can go in 22 one time. 22 into 88 4 times. Okay, 4 times. Then 8 into 8 1, 8 into 48 6 times. Okay, 8 into 48 6 times. So you can use a calculator. Okay, so in terms of numbers here, we have 1 in down here, then on top we have, this is what we're having, 4 times 6. So you can write 4 times 6, this is 20. I'm having 24 because I no longer have a number which is greater than 1 here. So let's go to the variables. This and this will cancel. We have r3, r3. S2 will cancel. What else? You have T2, down you have T3. So down here we're going to remain with 1 T. Let me write that one in advance so that I don't get confused. Okay, P3, P3, Q3, Q3. Oh, this is the answer. Okay, 24 over T. Okay, 24 over T, that's our answer. Let's go to the next question. Geometric progression. This is geometric progression question, and it's saying for the progression 189, 63, 20, okay, 21 rather, find the common ratio. Simple. Common ratio Find the fifth term. Find the sum to infinity. This is very, very simple. All right. So let's solve. So to find the common ratio here, we're going to use the formula R is equals to T2 over T1. Okay. So this one is T1, this is T2, and this is T3, the last one here. Okay. So let's substitute. If you want, you can say T3 over T2, you still find the same answer. So R is equals to T what? T2 is 63 over 189. Okay. So what you can do, you can just go on your calculator, punch 63 over 189. It's going to reduce the figures, and it's 1 over 3, because 63 can go into 63 one time. 63 into 189 is what? Into 189 is 3 times. So this is the answer. It's 1 over 3. If you want, you can use 21 over 63. Is still going to get 1 over 3. Okay. Then that's the first question. The second question here is saying find the fifth term. So the formula for the nth term is Tn is equals to AR to the power n minus 1. All right. All right. So what is n here? N is 5. What is R? Common ratio we found what? 1 over 3. 1 over 3. Then what else is missing here? That's all. Let's solve. So T5 is equals to first term, or rather first term is 189 rather. So you have 189 multiplied by 1 over 3 in brackets, the power. What is n? N is 5 minus 1. Okay. Let me just write it nicely from this side. So you have T5 is equals to 189 open bracket 1 over 3 close bracket. 5 minus 1 is just 4. This is what we are having. So now hapa kosa vilima. Okay, don't rush multiplying what 189 times or divided by 3 then to the power. This 1 over 3 is raised to a what? To a power. So we don't do anything to that one. We don't multiply rather, but we distribute. This 4 is the same as this 4. It means distribute 1 to the power 4 over 3 to the power 4. So we have 189 multiplied by what? 1 over to the power 4 over 3 to the power what? To the power 4. Okay, as simple as that. So we have 189 multiplied by what? 1 to the power 4 is just 1. What is 3 to the power 4? 3 to the power 4? Great. 80 what? 81. Okay? 81. Now, so here, how many times does 81 go into 189? How many times does 81 go into 189? Okay, so leaving it as a mixed fraction, it is, if you calculate, if you say 189 over 81 on your calculator, you're going to find 2 whole number 1 over 3 as what? As your answer. Okay, so this is T5. This is T5. All right. Then the last question is saying find the sum to infinity. Find the sum to infinity. This is simple. Okay, so let me solve this one just here. This is 3. Sum to infinity, the formula is, so this is the sum to infinity, S, then this is a symbol to for infinity, which is equals to A over 1 minus r. Okay, so s to sum to infinity, s this 8 yanayangana pansi kangana huko. So what's the first term? The first term here is 189. So I'm going to say 189 over 1 minus, common ratio is 1 over 3, so we're going to say 1 over 3. Okay, so here we're going to have 189 over, what is 1 minus 1 over what? 1 minus 1 over 3. Okay, this is 2 over 3. You see, this is a fraction here. So what you do here, you multiply the denominator and the numerator by what? The denominator of this fraction, which is 3. So this 3 and this 3 cancel. So we are having 189 multiplied by 3 over 2. As simple as that. So you can say 189 multiplied by 3 is 567 over 2. 567 divided by 2, the answer is 283.5. 283.5. This is the answer. Guys, if we're still together up to this point, consider subscribing, like the video. Let's go to the next question. Hello guys, let's solve this question 4A of 2025 grade 12 exam question. All right, so the question says, a certain school offers French, Chinese, and Japanese classes. A group of students was asked which language they had studied. The following Venn diagram shows the results. Okay, nice. So what? How many students studied at least one language? Okay, simple. Just understand the meaning of at least. At least it means that greater than or equal to. Greater than or equal to 1. More than or equal. So we are going to add anyone in this in these what sets: French, Chinese, and what's this? Japanese. Okay, because this 23 studied at least one, which is just the French one. This is Chinese. This is Japanese. This 5 studied at least 2. Just one, at least one rather. Same, but he studied 2, French and what? Japanese. So you can just add everything: 23 plus 20 plus 32 plus 5 plus 3 plus 7 plus 10. We're not going to add this one because these people, 15 of these students, 15 didn't do anything. Okay, didn't study any of these programs. Okay, great. So let's add 23 plus 20 plus 32 plus 5 plus 3 plus 7 plus 10. This is giving us 100 students. 100 students. The next question is saying, how many students studied French or Chinese but not Japanese? French or Chinese but not Japanese. But not Japanese, it means that we exclude what? Japanese. The same as Japanese complement. So we're not going to add anything here. So we're going to add 1, 2, 3. Okay? So we're going to say 23 plus 20 plus 32. Okay? Okay, so add these 2 plus 0 plus 3. This is 5. 3 plus 2 is 5 plus 2, 7. So you have 75 students. Okay, students. All right. Number 3. Number 3 saying, how many students studied one of the languages only? One of the languages only. We can see 23 studied French only, 32 Chinese only, 10 Japanese only. Let's add these three. So 23 plus 32 plus 10. Okay? If you add these on the calculator, we're going to have a 5 there, 2 plus 3 plus 1, that is 6. So 65 students. Okay? 65 students. All right. How many students studied neither French, neither French, Chinese, nor Japanese? So if we're told neither, meaning we're not supposed to include anything in these three sets. So we have 15 outside. So we're going to just say, what's this? 15 students. That's all. Okay? 15 students. It is simple. It's as simple as this. 15 students. Simple. If you've enjoyed, guys, or if you are enjoying how I'm studying, or how I'm solving rather, consider subscribing. Let's proceed to the next question. So this question 4B of 2025, grade 12 exam. So this is under integration, calculus, of course. So we are given the integral, definite integral of this. This is what we're given, 6x squared minus 5x plus 2 dx. So solve this. This is simple, and this is how we are going to solve it. Okay, so we're going to integrate what's inside. So we have 6x to the power 2. We add 1 to the power. So we also divide by the power, which is 2 plus 1, minus 5x. This is x to the power invisible 1. So you have 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 1. Then to the constant, dy dx of, integration of a constant number, just add x to a constant number. So it becomes 2x. Okay? And this is what we're having. The upper limit is negative 3. The lower upper limit is 1. Lower limit is negative 3. Okay? So let's solve. So this is, we have 6x to the power 3 over 3 minus 5x to the power 2 over 2 plus 2x. Here we're not adding the arbitrary constant, which is c, because these are definite integrals. All right. So so we have the upper limit. Let's not forget. Okay. You just say 1, lower limit negative 3. 3 into 6 is 2 times. So we have 2x to the power 3 minus, let's just leave this one the way it is, as 5x to the power 2 over, because 5 can't go into that one, into 2 can't go into 5 without leaving a remainder. So over 2 plus 2x. The upper limit 1, negative 3 as the lower limit. So here, this is what we're going to do. We're going to substitute. We're going to say 2, where there is x here, we're going to put the upper limit 1. So we're going to say 2 times 1 to the power 3 minus 5. X is 1 to the power 3 over 2 plus 2 times 1. Okay, I've just substituted the upper limit. Then I say minus the lower limit. So here I'm going to substitute with what? Negative 3, wherever there is x. So here it will be 2 times negative 3 cubed minus 5 negative 3 squared over 2 plus 2 times negative 3. Okay, negative 3. All right. That's what I'm having. Let me double check here so that make sure that I don't make mistake here. I think I'm okay. Yeah. Oh, here there is a mistake here. It's not 3, it's 2. Okay. Yeah, these things happen, so you need to double check your work. All right, let's proceed. 1 to the power 3 is 1 times 2 is just 2, 3, 2 rather. 2 minus 1 to the power 2 is 2 is 1. 1 times 5 is just 5 over 2. 2 times 1 is just 2. This is what we have this side. Okay. All right. Then what do we have this side? This negative 3 to the power 3. Check. This is an odd number. If this was an even number, the answer would have been positive. Since this one is an odd number, the answer will be what? Negative. So we have 2 multiplied by 3 to the power negative 3 to the power 3 is the 27. So it will be negative 27 like this. Minus, here this is an example. Negative 3 to the power, this is an even number. So the answer is supposed to be positive, which is 5 over 5 multiplied by 9 over 2. Okay, positive times negative, just negative. 2 times 3, 6. Okay, nice. Then here, this is just the same as 2 plus 2, 4. So you just have 4 minus 5 over 2 this side. What do we have this side? We have 2 times 27, which is just the negative 54. Negative 54, okay, minus, here we are having 55 times 5 times 9, it is 45 over 2 minus 6. Okay, so here we can say negative, we can group these whole numbers, negative 54 minus 50 minus 6 rather. So this side, let's just write them the way they are, like this, minus, this is a 5, minus negative 54 minus 6 is the same as just 60, because we add and then maintain the sign. All right. Then 60 minus 45 over 2. This is what we're having. So you can use a calculator here. 4 minus 5 over 2. Okay. 5 over 2, which is giving me 3 over 2 minus. So here you can say negative 60 minus 45 over 2. So this is giving me negative 165 over 2. Check, there's a negative here, so this is going to be positive. Let me just put this one in bracket so that you see the difference. Negative is negative, positive. So we have 3 over 2 plus 165 over 2. Common denominator, 2. All right, we have the common denominator, so we can just deal with the numerators. There's a plus, so it will be just 3 plus 165. Okay, 165 plus 3 is just 168. Okay, 168 over 2. 2 into 16 is 8. 2 into 8, 4 units squared. Because this is the same as calculating area under the curve. Okay, so 84 units squared. That's the answer to this question here. Okay, question 4b. Okay, that's the answer to this question 4b. Let's go to the next question. Guys, we have question 5a of 2025 Mathematics paper 2 grade 12 exam, and this is under computer and calculator. This is a pseudocode, and we are asked to draw a flowchart corresponding to the pseudocode. Okay, so the first one is start. You start with just an oval shape, okay, which is just like this. You can just write inside start, okay. Then this is leading us to the next shape. So the next shape is just enter, r, and theta. Now, this is, the symbol here is a parallelogram, okay, like this. So you can just write in enter, r, comma, theta, okay. Then next is if r is less than 0, then print error, r must be positive. This is very simple. Now, the next is if. If that's a condition, so the shape here is a diamond shape, okay, like this. If changes to is, so you ask yourself, you just say, is r less than 0 with a question mark like this? If the answer is yes, what do? Print error. Okay, now to print this, the symbol is same, it's just the parallelogram rather. Okay, so we're going to say error r must be what? Must be positive. Okay, positive. That's the error message. If not, okay, if the answer is no, that's where you have else. You proceed. So else, this is the formula. Now, what you do, you solve. We use a rectangle. Okay, a rectangle. So I'm going to just put the formula which is there, which is just a is equals to 1/2 times, just put a star, okay, times r times r. Due to space here, I'm going to write sign here as sign, which is times rather, another times sin theta, okay, sin theta. Then end if. All right, so we proceed saying end if print a. So just draw a parallelogram. So we're going to say here print a. So print a, okay, print a, then stop. Okay, see, stop, then you finish here. So we're going to say, we're going to draw this one, stop. That's it. If you've enjoyed this, guys, subscribe, like the video. Else, let's go to the next question. Question 5 of 2025 Mathematics Paper 2, Grade 12, is saying, show that the points, these 3 points are collinear. So we're just showing collinearity here. And yeah, there's no problem. We are going to solve. Okay, so to show collinearity, the word collinear, it means lying in the same line. Okay, so let me just draw a simple line here. So we have 3 points. We have point R here. You can say, let's put this as point A and point B. Okay, and we are given the coordinates. Okay, here the coordinates are 2, 1. Here the coordinates we have 4, 7. Here we have 7, 16. Okay, these are the coordinates. Now we want to show that these are collinear. How do you do that? Okay, there are different methods, but I'm going to show you, since this is collinear vector, we're going to use vectors. Now, remember that every vector has what? Has the origin. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. This point R here, This point R, let me just write in column form. R here is the same as origin is OR. Okay? OR is equals to, I'm going to write in column form as 2, 1. This one here is OA rather. OA, which is 4, 7. I want you to follow me nicely. Okay? Then this B is not BO but OB. All right? It's different. So 7, 16. Now, to show collinearity, we're going to say vector RA times a certain scalar of factor is supposed to be equal to AB. So vector RA is equals to times a certain scalar K is supposed to be equal to vector AB. Okay? Now, let's prove this. Now, this is what I'm going to tell you. See, they all have the origin O. So let me just show an illustration. Let's put O here as the origin. And we have 3 points, 1, 2, 3. Let's say this is where R is. And let's say this is where A is. And let's say this is where B is. Okay? Like this. So since they all have the origin O, R, O, B, O, what's this? O, A, O, B rather. So this is the direction of the vector. Okay. Now, look at the formula. We want to find R. We need to find RA and AB for us to prove that these are collinear. So RA, we need to find this, and the AB, this one. So to find RA, origin is R here. RA, we're going to move RO plus OA. Okay, we're going to say RO plus OA. Okay. Now, here, RA, vector RA is RO is RO. So here we have OR. So RO is opposite. So the signs will change. So the positive 2 becomes negative 2. The positive 1 becomes the negative 1. Okay. Plus OA. We're not moving in the opposite direction. It's not AO but OA. So here we're going to maintain as 4 and 7. Okay. So we have RA is equals to, what is negative 4 plus negative 2 rather plus 4 is just positive 2. Negative 1 plus 7 is just 6. So this is we have found RA. Let's now find what? AB. Let's find the what? AB. So AB, let me use this party. AB is equals to, check, AB. So it's good even to draw this sketcher because it's helping. AB, you're going to move, you can either move O plus OB, but no. Let's just use shortcut. AO plus OB direct. AO plus OB. Okay, vector AB here. AO is opposite of OA, which is this one. So this will be negative 4. This will be negative 7. Plus OB is OB. We're not moving in the opposite direction. This is 7. This is 16. Simple mathematics. AB is equals to negative 4 plus 7 is just 3. Negative 7 plus 16, same as 16 minus what? The same as 16 minus 7, which is just what? Which is just 9. Okay? So here we're going to write 9. Okay, now this is what you do. Having found the RA and AB, you need to find the scalar K. Okay, let's substitute. So we have RA, this one, RA is equals to K AB, like this. What is RA? Is this one, 2, 6, 6 is equals to K multiplied by AB, which is 3, 9. Okay, so we have 2, 6, like this is equals to K times 3, it has to be 3K. K times 9, it is just 9K. All right, now here we solve for K. Now, this is what you do. This is very simple. Let's first start with what is on top here. 2 is equals to 3K, 6 is equals to 9K. That's what we do. So here, we're going to say 2 is equals to 3K. Then this side we have 6 is equals to 9K. Let's solve for K. Here you divide by 3, even here by 3. So K is equals to 2 over 3. After doing whatever we're going to do here, so we should find the same answer, 2 over 3. Okay, divide by 9, K is equals to, so we have 6 over 9. This can be reduced because we have a number which can go into both numbers, 6 and 9. That's 3. 3 into 6, 2, 3 into 9, 3. So we have 2 over 3, as what? As the scalar, okay, factor. So having this, so we can say therefore RA is equals to, what is K? We've found K. So we can substitute with 2 over 3 times AB. This is the thing, okay? You have shown collinearity, and this is the answer. All right? So we can say, since RA is equals to this over 3 times this vector, okay, and they share the same point, this is collinear. Okay, so you have shown. This is the answer. Thank you so much. Guys, if you have enjoyed how I have explained this, like and subscribe to the channel. And if you have not subscribed, that's if you've not what? Subscribed. Okay, this is 5B. Let's go to the next question. In this video, we're going to answer this construction question without wasting much of the time. Let's get started. Let's construct. Now, what do you need under this construction? You just need a protractor, a compass. You also need a pencil, a plain paper, and a ruler. Okay, these are the things you need. Okay, this is a ruler. Now, let's construct. All right, so I'll use this paper here. Okay, now the first thing under construction, you need to read the first question here, is just 6A. Understand this one nicely. Construct a triangle PQR in which PQ is 8 centimeters. That's all. That's the first important statement. So you PQ 8 centimeters. So you're going to get your ruler and just measure 8 centimeters. Measure 8 centimeters. We're going to measure 8 centimeters. So we're going to, this is what I'm going to do here. Okay. So we're going to start from 0 here, this first mark, up to 8 centimeters. And I know 8 centimeters is just here. So it's 8 centimeters just here. Okay. This is where 8 centimeters is. So I'm going to write PQ here. PQ. This is 8 centimeters. 8 centimeters. Then we go to the next instruction. The next instruction here is saying angle angle QPR is 50 degrees. Angle QPR somewhere here is 50 degrees. So what are we going to do to measure the angle? Very simple. We're going to get our protractor. Okay, and just put this protractor here at where P is. Here at P is QPR. We are told this 50 degrees. So okay, it's in line here. And all right. So if the line is on your right side, you're supposed to use the interior angles figure these inside. Okay, readings inside here. If your line is on the right side here, okay, left side rather, you use these outside what readings. So since it is 50, you're going to say start from here 0 up to 50. Then on top here is 130. Okay, so we're going to just put a mark there. Okay, all right. So I'm going to draw a convenient line. This just a line from P passing through this point. Let me just do this. Okay. Okay. You see? So this is 50 degrees. Okay. Now, do I know where R is? I don't know. Okay. I'm just following instructions. So I'm done with what I'm told to construct QPR. Now, we are given another angle PQR 70 degrees. PQR somewhere here is 70 degrees. We're going to do the same. Okay, we're going to put our protractor here. Okay, it is 70 degrees. So we're going to use these readings. So 70 degrees is here. Okay, that's where the line will pass. 70 degrees is the angle. So I'm going to draw a line. Okay. Now, listen very carefully. Are you supposed to erase these, okay, protruding lines? No, you are not supposed to, because how sure were you when constructing this line that it will pass through this? The second line will pass through. Will meet here. We didn't know that it will pass through here. So these are part of the solution. Okay, so solution, answer, part of the answer. So leave them the way they are, just like that. Okay, so just write here 70 degrees. Okay, and so this is where R is. So we have found R. I think we're done because we've constructed. So this is question 6A. This is question 6, and then this triangle is A. We've constructed 8. Then the next question, which is question B, is saying measure and write the length PR. Okay, this is question B. B here, so PR is equals to. So let's measure. Just use a ruler and okay. So this is 1. So 8 here. 8.5, 8.6, 8.5, 8.6, 8.7. So I can just write 8.7 centimeters. Even here, just write say 8.7 centimeters. Okay. Then the next instruction, we are told, this is C, within triangle PQR, draw the locus of points which are 3 centimeters from PQ, 3 centimeters from PQ. This is C2. Okay, 3 centimeters from PQ. So now here you get your compass and your ruler. Measure 3 centimeters. Measure 3 centimeters. Okay. So from 0 here to 3. Okay. Okay, I think this is fine. Okay. 3 centimeters. So PQ. So you're going to put this one, the compass at P, and strike an arc like this. All right. With the same measurements, we're going to put it at Q and do the same. Okay. After doing that, you're going to draw a line just passing on top of the arcs I've just drawn. Okay, like this. This is okay. This looks nice. I can just indicate that this is C1. So in C1. Okay. 3 centimeters. So everywhere in this line from PQ here is 3 centimeters. All right. Then the next instruction is at 6 centimeters from R. 6 centimeters from R. This is question 2. C2. So 6 centimeters from R. We're going to do the same. We measure 6 centimeters. Okay. Measure 6 centimeters. Okay. 6 centimeters from R. So what you do, this is your paper. You can rotate it. Okay. Like this. Then put at R. So this is from the single point. I'm going to strike an arc inside like this. All right. Okay. Let's see how it looks. Okay, so this is what it looks like after drawing our 6 centimeters from R. So I can just label this line that this is C2 and this is 6 centimeters. Let me just write here 6 centimeters. Then this line here, this is 3 centimeters from this side. Okay, this will help me answer the remaining question, especially this one, the last question. 3 equidistant from P and Q. From P and Q. So this is from single point, single point. Now listen, why this is different. I've drawn different arcs. Meanwhile, we are told we're given the same length here. Similar length, 3 centimeters from PQ, 6 centimeters from R. This is from a single point. This is from the double point. This is from a single point. From a single point, that's how you do it. And from double points or 2 points, that's how you do it like this. Okay. Okay. Then equidistance from PQ. This is from single point PQ. So just don't even measure. Just put your compass at P. Then open more than half. Strike an arc like this. In this side like this. Without tampering with the measurements, put at Q, then do the same. Okay, then draw a line connecting, passing through these points. Okay, like this. All right, so this is exactly what I'm going to do. Nice. This looks okay. Then this is equidistant. Then the last question is saying a point L rather, within triangle. Let me put the triangle here so that you understand. Okay. A point IL rather within the triangle PQR is such that it is less than or equal to 3 centimeters. Okay, so we are told that it is less than or equal to this line. So our point, it should be below this line. Okay, less than or equal to. What's the next information? Less than or equal to 6 centimeters from R. I told that it is less than, so it is less than or equal to 6 centimeters from R. So it is this side. So less than this line, and also less than this curve. Okay. So this is not part of our solution. What's the next thing? Because we have 2 points, we have 2 areas, we have this side and this side. So equidistant will help us answer that one nicely. Where's this one? And nearer to P than Q. So nearer to P this side than this side. So which is the point? This is the point. Okay. This is the point. I thought to shade, to indicate by shading where L will lie. This is the point. Okay. So this is where L lies, because we are taught that indicate by shading the region in which L must lie. So this is where L is. We've shaded this one. So this is the answer. So thank you so much if you have understood how to construct triangles.